Stop killing! Stop killing! Terrorist! Terrorist! Stop killing! Stop killing! Terrorist! Terrorist!
ब्रिटिश पाकिस्तानी बिजनेसमैन और कम्युनिटी लीडर तराब राजा ने कहा है कि वो बरतानिया में मसला कश्मीर और इंडियन मजालिम को उजागर करने के लिए तहरीक शुरू करेंगे।
I have many relatives in the Kashmir region, some of them living on the border, and they are reporting serious breaches of human rights. People have been, innocent lives have been lost, people have been killed, people have been tortured, people have been stoned, people are not allowed to come out of their house, they're not allowed to move around freely, and there has been a huge violation of their human rights. They're subject to inhumane, degrading treatment, which, to be quite frank, is quite despicable. And we urge the British government, the EU, the United Nations, and the wider community around the world to take up this issue because Kashmiri lives do matter.
तराब राजा ने कहा कि कश्मीरियों की जिंदगियां उतनी ही कीमती हैं जितनी किसी भी दूसरे इंसान की।
Kashmir lives definitely matter because the people of Kashmir are also human. At the end of the day, regardless of where we come from and regardless of the religion that we are, first of all, we are all humans. And the people in Kashmir, their human rights have been violated. They face inhumane, degrading treatment on a daily basis. They have been facing lockdown for many years. Innocent lives have been lost. People have been killed. Innocent ladies are being raped. There's children that have been stoned. And there are serious human rights violations which shouldn't take place anywhere in the world. Anywhere. It doesn't matter where it is.
उन्होंने कहा कि इंडिया मकबूजा कश्मीर में संगीन जराइम का मुर्तकिब हो रहा है और इंटरनेशनल कम्युनिटी को इसका नोटिस लेना चाहिए।
The special status that they had was revoked by India under Article 275A, which, to be quite frank, is quite despicable. As you are aware, that people in the Indian occupied Kashmir are facing all these issues. Nevertheless, you have a Kashmir in Pakistan which is called Azad Kashmir, which basically means free Kashmir. As you are aware, the Pakistani government and the Pakistani army has made it possible for the people of Kashmir in Pakistan to move freely. There's no restrictions on any movement. They are able to vote freely. They're able to move around freely. And when you visit that part of the Kashmir, you don't even know whether you're in Kashmir or whether you're in Pakistan, because at the end of the day, they are treated fairly. All their rights are given to them, and that is what we want in the Indian occupied Kashmir.
तराब राजा ने कहा कि ब्लैक लाइव्स मैटर जैसी तहरीकों ने मजलूम कौमों के लिए पूरी दुनिया में आवाज उठाई, लेकिन हकीकत यह है कि कश्मीरी पिछली कई दहाइयों से सांस नहीं ले पा रहे।
We want this to be settled peacefully, and the Pakistani government has done a massive campaign on the peacekeeping agenda, and they've been quite successful regionally and internationally. They are trying their level best to resolve this matter amicably. They are quite capable of responding to any external threat. They have sacrificed many innocent lives within the army, and they are moving forward trying to keep this as amicable as possible. And to be quite frank, the British government, the EU, the United Nations can mediate this for the betterment of the Kashmiri people. We've been in lockdown due to the COVID-19, due to coronavirus for the last few months, and it, to be quite frank, has been very difficult for everyone. Can you imagine what it's like for the Kashmiri people? They've been forced to stay behind their door. They've been mistreated. Their human rights have been taken away from them. And at the end of the day, I don't think this should go on any longer.
उन्होंने कहा कि पाकिस्तानी फौज इंडिया जैसे ममालिक की तरफ से बदतरीन जारियत के बावजूद खित्ते और दुनिया में अमन के लिए काम कर रही है।
Pakistan Army has been managing the external and internal threats very good. They have tried to do it as amicably as possible. It is the best adara of Pakistan. They have been doing everything that they can. They have sacrificed many lives in order to protect the Kashmiri people and to protect Pakistan, and we salute them basically. The reason the international community should support Pakistan is because the Pakistani army has played a pivotal role in eradicating terrorism on its own soil and in its own region, and they have played a massive role in being a peacekeeper around the world.
ब्रिटिश पाकिस्तानी बिजनेसमैन ने कहा कि इस वक्त ओवरसीज पाकिस्तानीज को पाकिस्तान में सरमायाकारी पर एतमाद नहीं रहा और वजीर आजम इमरान खान को इसका नोटिस लेना चाहिए.
I have known a few of my friends have invested heavily in Pakistan, and under the PMLN government, they were very comfortable in investing in Pakistan because you could see that Pakistan was prospering, the economy was getting better, the country was stable, the law enforcement agencies were working due diligently to make sure that Pakistan was a safe place. Unfortunately, the same can't be said under the PTI government because the country has slided towards the negative. The economy has been terrible. The Pakistani rupee has been devalued to the extent that quite possibly today is the worst day in the history of Pakistan's economy, whereby the Pakistan rupee against the US dollar is probably the worst performing it's ever been since its existence. So at the end of the day, people are not very comfortable in going to Pakistan to invest because the economy is in complete disarray. It's in complete disarray. So it's common sense and common knowledge that under PMLN government, under the governance of Shehbaz Sharif and Nawaz Sharif, the country has always performed well. And with the best within the world, they haven't governed the country for a long time because they've never been given the opportunity to finish off what they've started.
उन्होंने कहा कि जब शहबाज शरीफ वज़ीर आला पंजाब थे तो ओवरसीज पाकिस्तानीज ने खास तौर पर पंजाब में भारी सतह पर इन्वेस्टमेंट की.
When Shehbaz Sharif was the chief minister of Punjab, he was known for his Punjab speed. There was a top trend going around saying that he's absolutely phenomenal. The Punjab region was benefiting from someone who has experience, someone who was doing development work, someone who was working for the betterment of the people of Punjab. That is when the country has been prosperous. That's when the development work has taken place. That's when new airports have been built. That's where new motorways were built. That's where the economy has been the strongest. That's when the rupee has been the strongest against the dollar. That's when Pakistan has been known as an emerging market. The development work that was taking place under the PMLN government, especially in the Punjab region, has also been halted. The previous projects that were ongoing and were started by the PMLN government have also been halted. They've not been completed, and the overseas Pakistanis have come to learn this, and they are really, really disheartened, and they do not wish to invest in Pakistan at this present moment.
राजा तराब ने कहा कि वो लॉकडाउन खुलने के बाद मुख्तलिफ पार्लियामेंटेरियंस और लॉबी ग्रुप्स के साथ मसला कश्मीर के हवाले से मीटिंग्स करेंगे.